A special thanks to the partners that made this adventure possible. We found pirate treasure on an island in the Caribbean. Our journey began on Bonaire, where we came to document one of the largest shipwrecks in the region, tied to a dramatic history of drug smuggling. But during our research, we discovered stories of divers and locals finding real pirate coins on and around the island. Bonaire was the central hub for salt trade and colonial wars. Bonaire's waters hold centuries of secrets. Today, we'll take you through the legendary wreck of the Hilma Hooker and reveal the treasure we uncovered after countless dives. Hundreds of years of history, 40 meters down in the palm of our hands. Warning: this dive was conducted by highly trained and experienced divers using professional equipment. Do not attempt to replicate these dives without proper training, certification, and safety measures. We begin our adventure at Sam's Dive School in Bonaire, after years of technical dive training with GUE and our instructor JP Bresser. Each dive takes hours of preparation, from checking gear to setting up cameras. Thanks to our sponsors, Halcyon for their professional dive equipment, and Senti for their world-class dry suits that keep us comfortable on long dives. With everything ready, it's time to descend. We're starting this adventure at the Hilma Hooker, one of the Caribbean's largest and most intriguing shipwrecks, once caught in the middle of an illegal drug trade. First, we'll explore its massive structure, and later in the video, we'll take things up a notch and search for real pirate treasure. The Hilma Hooker had already lived many lives before she reached Bonaire. Built in 1951 in the Netherlands, she spent decades sailing under different names, owners, and flags, a history that made her movements difficult to trace. By the summer of 1984, she arrived in Bonaire, limping into port with engine trouble. Authorities already had their suspicions, and when they boarded the ship, their hunch proved right. Behind a false bulkhead, hidden deep inside the cargo hold, they uncovered over 12,000 kilograms of marijuana. Marines seized control of the vessel. Under heavy guard, the bales were hauled out, stacked on deck, and loaded onto trucks. From there, the entire cargo was taken to the beach, dumped onto the sand, and set on fire. Thick black smoke rolled across the island as 12 tons of contraband went up in flames. They say the neighboring island of Aruba earned its nickname One Happy Island, because the wind carried all that smoke across the sea. With no one willing to claim her, the Hilma Hooker was left abandoned at the docks. Weeks later, it was decided to tow her away from the port. If she sank there, it would be a disaster for the island's lifeline, as most essential supplies came in through those waters. And so, on September 12, 1984, at exactly 9:08 in the morning, she suddenly rolled and sank into a sandy chute between two coral reefs. Accidentally on purpose, the Hilma Hooker had found her final resting place. Today, she stands as one of the largest and most famous wreck dives in the Caribbean. Let's begin our dive and descend into the depths of the ocean.
Going through 20 meters. 20 meters. Check. Okay, check.
There she is, the infamous drug smuggling vessel, stretching 72 meters in length. We want to take you through the ship and show you every part of it, even hidden corners almost nobody has ever seen. This vessel hides more than it seems, with a story far deeper than what can be seen from the outside.
This is such a wonderful ship every time I see it. Okay, son, let's go inside and let's start exploring.
Here we swim alongside the side of the ship. First, we'll explore some of the entry and exit points that are simply too tight or too dangerous to enter through. Unable to resist, Sam peers inside.
Yeah, that won't fit.
Over the years, Sam has explored the wreck in detail, identifying and recording 11 entry and exit points. Now we'll show you one inside of the massive cargo hold.
Look at these massive bulkheads here.
This is where all the ship's main cargo was kept. It could haul over 1,000 metric tons of goods. You also see massive bulkheads.
Oh, Leslie, do you see this? I'm not going to enter that.
Here we get our first look into the engine room. This lower section is way too tight to enter. Loose hanging wires and rapidly decaying pipes, all covered in a thick layer of silt, make for a dangerous diving environment. Even worse, the ship is oriented nearly upside down, making navigation very disorienting. See, this is the correct orientation. You can see the tilted stairs in the distance. Now, let's head on further into the main cargo hold.
Check it out. This is the correct orientation. But this is the way the ship is positioned now.
Could this have been the false bulkhead, where they hid the drugs?
I was checking out every single hole to see if there's anything inside. Nope, this one is empty.
Going into the far side of the cargo bay, we suddenly stumbled upon the memorial plaque of Jennifer E. Feller. She was an avid diver who called Bonaire her second home, returning here again and again to explore these waters. Her friends placed this memorial to honor the passion she had for diving. Rest in peace, Jennifer. After exploring the cargo hold, it's finally time to dive deeper into the heart of the ship. We use a hole in what used to be a roof on the stern of the ship next to the ship's exhaust to enter it. Going into the engine room, we're escorted by a couple of Caribbean barjacks. The atmosphere completely changes as we exchange the blue waters for the hauntingly green silty soup inside of the ship.
Watch out for the silt. I'll try to be super careful here.
The next plaque we encounter is for Bobby Shea, who tragically lost his life when diving the Hilma Hooker in March of 2002.
Look at all these switches here.
We just swam by the ship's switchboard and follow a doorway down into a mysterious hallway. The silt here is thick and forms clouds frozen still in the water column.
As you can see here, the atmosphere completely changes as we go in.
The ghostly white ribbons are strips of linoleum flooring. We decide to turn around because the silt is too thick and the passage too tight. This, however, was most likely a doorway to the crew's living quarters. When the ship was seized and brought down, all the belongings of the crew came down with it.
Be very careful here.
Who knows what we might uncover as we started digging around here. No time for that though. We head back out of this cramped space and onto the next section of the ship.
Mind your fin movements. Whoa, look at this. There's even some furniture left in here. Let me carefully turn around. Careful, careful. The engineers used to use this very walkway to get to the engines. Alright, now let's get out of here. Guess I'm gonna carefully turn around now and then I'm gonna head outside again and we will explore a different section of this vessel.
Finally, daylight once more. As we swim a bit further, I point towards a structure near the bow of the ship. This was the steering hut where the captain and its men guided the Hilma Hooker across the seas. A crew of barely a dozen lived in tight quarters, working shifts that ran day and night to keep her moving. When the ship was seized in Bonaire, all men got taken into custody. But with no hard evidence tying them to the crime, they were eventually released.
I love the steering hut of this ship, it's amazing.
Prior to the sinking, local dive legends Bruce Bowker and Captain Don Stewart gathered their crews to secure a safe final resting place for the Hilma. Bonaire has a unique double reef system, and at first, it seemed the ship would sink outside the second reef, in waters beyond the reach of recreational divers. The men realized this would be dangerous, since the allure of the wreck could tempt inexperienced divers to go deeper than their training or gear allowed. So they came up with a plan. Use their boats to tow the Hilma closer to shore.
So according to our sources, these are the valves used to sink the Hilma.
Once in position, they climbed aboard via the anchor chain and manually opened the ballast tank valves, expediting the sinking. The Hilma finally settled on a sandy bed at 30 meters, with its shallowest point at just 16. From here, we'll make our way toward the stern to see the massive rudder and propeller that once steered and drove the Hilma Hooker.
I think I'm stuck.
Okay, we have plenty of time and gas left and can't help ourselves to take you back in once more to look at the crew's quarters at the bow of the ship. Sneaking into the structure via a crack that formed during the sinking, we enter it through a hole in what used to be the ceiling.
You make yourself right at home.
The table I'm sitting on now was both used for crew rest, But more importantly, it was actually a fixture to keep heavy ropes rolled around for docking purposes. Entering the same compartment from the other side, we pass some beautiful purple sponges and drop into what we'll for now call the poop deck.
Oh my god, Leslie, what are you doing? When nature calls, you just have to listen. You've got to be kidding me.
For those who haven't noticed, I had the brilliant idea to use the cruise toilet. As we ascend out of the ship, we take care not to touch the fragile corals and sponges that now call the Hilma home. And with that, we end the dive.
Alright, that's the end of the dive. Let's go back.
So me and Sam just got out of the water at the Hilma Hooker. Is this our final dive, Sam?
I think it is. I think we finally got everything on there.
Getting our stuff back in the car. We're completely tired. I think it's time for a beer or something like that.
It is. It is. It really is time for a beer.
Let's get undressed and let's
all the way.
With the Hilma wreck now fully explored, we return to Sam's dive school, gearing up for the next big adventure, our treasure hunt.
I wanted to set the camera up right now because I just found this webpage over here.
Yeah.
Can you get the camera? So this is a recent find from Bonaire. This guy went around with a metal detector.
Did he all find that on Bonaire?
Yes, yes. All this was found at beaches. And what it turns out to be, it is a 1732 Spanish real, which is also known as one of the pieces of 8. Seen them in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. This is not the only one that has been found here on the island. The cool thing about Bonaire is, as you know, there aren't that many beaches. So on any other island, this would mean nothing. We found it on the beach. But here, we can actually pinpoint it down. It's like 14, actually, this one as well.
Yeah.
But it's
15 beaches.
15 potential locations where these coins have been found. I think that this is the area of most potential because most ships that used to come in here, they went to the harbor. And this was the only harbor. There were some ships that docked right over here, so it's worth checking that out. But the main bay, that might have the most potential, but it's also the place where most people have been diving. The coolest thing is that they call it pirate silver, because these coins were made in, I believe, Bolivia.
Okay.
And a lot of pirates were stealing these during the piracy in like the 15th to 17th century. This was the main coin that was being stolen by pirates. So that's pretty cool. And they found dozens on these beaches.
Sounds like there's some potential that we can maybe find something. Like, I've already been looking a lot in the water, but like...
Haven't found anything. Hilma, nothing.
Nothing. But that's very obvious because it's a very known dive site. So
yeah.
Let's build up our sets and let's go see if we can find something.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. So we are now on the south side of the island, the farthest point, and this is actually our starting point where we are going to search on every single beach towards the north of the island. We have 16 places to go and this is our first one. And it's actually also a very interesting site because this is the site where all the slave houses were. As you can see, all these yellow houses over there used to be where the slaves lived back in the time. Oh, Sam is already getting the tanks ready.
Almost ready.
Yeah.
On our first dive in search of treasure, we're quickly captivated by incredible sea life. From a curious Caribbean reef squid to majestic spotted eagle rays gliding beside a school of palomares. Our strategy was to search beneath rocks and reefs for anything unusual in the underwater landscape. We had heard that certain fish, like the great barracuda, sometimes bring shiny metals up from the depths, only to drop them once they realize it's not what they're after. But then, something happened. Whale sharks are rarely seen here in Bonaire, making this encounter truly extraordinary.
Biggest fish I've ever seen. That was my best dive ever. Oh my god. That's my best dive ever. And they're not native here. This is a one in a million shot. Have you ever seen one? I have not.
I have not.
Oh my god.
One of the biggest fish, or the biggest fish.
Yeah.
Oh, end of the dive.
Yeah.
There's
let's
nothing
go
else left to see now. We need to talk about this.
Let's go to the next one.
So with that in our pockets, but still no closer to finding pirate treasure, we went on several more dives in the south, without any luck.
Yesterday and the day before we finished everything down south. Now we're right here at a spot called Andrea.
Yes.
And it marks the first dive site on the north that we're going to explore. And one of the last beaches that we're able to find. So after that we really have to go to the marine park or to the Washington Slough Live Park.
Far north.
Far north,
Yeah.
This is the entrance here.
This
Check
is
it
the
out.
entrance? Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All mangrove forest.
Let's get in. Let's get diving.
Let's do it.
On this dive site we're also going a little bit deeper because at the shallow waters a lot of people dive, and a little bit down there's not much to see, I think, right? So there's not been a lot of people over there. So we're also gonna take a third ball now.
Thanks to 2 location tips from independent sources who chose to stay anonymous, we headed north. When preparing for a dive like this, we rely on pre-dive checks set out by global underwater explorers. Their standardized and holistic approach to technical diving makes what others consider difficult feel like a walk in the park. Bonaire itself is a geological wonder. The entire island was formed from ancient coral reefs over millions of years. Rainwater carved its way through the porous limestone, leaving behind a maze of caverns, sinkholes, and hidden lakes. In a way, the island is like a giant sponge, riddled with thousands of underwater caves. Crawling past dripstones in one of its remote bat caves, we stumbled upon an underground lake. We slipped into the water and snorkeled through its dark passages, our flashlights casting beams against ceilings made of fossilized coral that dates back tens of millions of years. The very same coral we had just seen diving offshore. Here, above us, the ancient seabed still clings to the rock. We couldn't shake the feeling that we had traveled back into Earth's deep past.
Now keep your eyes peeled. I'll have a look on the left side.
After going back and forth over the deeper reef at 35 to 40 meters, our dive was almost ending, but suddenly, Sam spotted something and urgently called for my attention.
Leslie, I got something. What is it? What did you find? Yeah, there's definitely something shiny over there. Yeah, I also see something sticking out. Go check it out. Whatever it is shiny. Come over here, hold the cam. I might have got something. Go pick it up. I caught its reflection with my flashlight. Yeah, it's a cock. It's a cock. Wow. It's a popcorn. Whoa! Leslie, it's a popcorn. Whoa! Whoa! Leslie, we found it. Oh my God, we found it. Let's show the camera. It's actually a popcorn. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Let's get back up.
Oh, it looks smaller than water.
It looks like very big underwater. Wow, it even has
It is.
inscriptions on it, like lights and everything.
It almost looks like plastic. We should
go.
get it out of the water and...
Yeah, let's go out and check it out.
Wow, look at that.
The others mentioned that you could maybe read a date on there, but
You see anything?
I don't. But
See an
is that
S?
like lions or something?
I see an S on the side there.
Yeah, it's an S.
And this is definitely a weapons crest on there, complete weapons crest.
I think we're gonna take it somewhere, right?
Yeah, of course. We need to take it to a local expert, to one of the guys who actually informed us that they're being found each and every year, and to see which one this is, if it actually came from Bolivia or somewhere else. What we do know is that they are referred to as pirate coins.
Yeah.
Real pirate coins.
That's crazy.
They
to
used
think
them in the
about.
Pirates of the Caribbean movie as the pieces of eight. All the pirates on the pirate council had a piece of eight. That of course is fiction, but the coin is real.
Jesus.
It also looks like pirate
I
treasure.
cannot
Can you imagine
believe
a
it.
chest filled with these things?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
talk about it like a complete chest with all these,
Yeah,
this must be silver.
Yeah,
Yes.
this must be silver. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is completely black. There's no other significant
Yeah,
corrosion on there.
That's definitely silver.
I was thinking it would be more corroded or something because it has been down there for between 300 and 500 years.
Okay,
My
let's
God.
go take it somewhere, Sam.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
Okay, load up the truck and let's go.
Let's go.
So we just made it back to the dive shop, and me and Sam are so excited about what we found underwater. Like,
Here it is.
there it is, the coin.
Wow. Does it focus?
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at
so
this.
cool.
So we went to one of the local jewelers. Unfortunately, they did not allow us to film inside, but they did give us some great pointers. So this is what's also known as a Spanish reales, but it's not the Spanish version of it. It's actually the version that was minted in Bolivia, in the city of Potosi, where they found a big silver deposit, and the colonial Spanish Empire over there used that to create the coins. Most coins of them were used in the Caribbean here. This is why it's also known as pirate silver,
Yeah.
because when pirates would steal something, this was primarily the thing that they stole. I've actually got some pictures online. I'm just going to show my phone here, on there. Can you see
So we
that?
can be pretty certain that it's a exact representation. But
And actually one in perfect condition
Yeah.
as well. There's just very little fading here on the sides.
Yeah.
It's pretty round, but you do see that it's been chipped off.
I'm very happy that we could end this amazing
Yeah.
exploration with
Let's get a
finding
couple more
something like that.
close-ups.
Yeah.
These are lions. Those are castles. From this we can see that it must have been from, I believe, on the top of my head, King Philip III of Spain, his royal mark.
That's pretty cool, right?
Cool stuff.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. So I guess that was it. That was our exploration. And I had a terrific time here exploring the Hilma,
Oh, definitely.
finding the coin. Like
Dolphins, the whale sharks.
crazy, crazy
I mean,
adventure.
Bonaire is great for diving anyways, but this was the icing on the cake. Super
Good man.
cool.
On to the next one.
On to the next one.
See you all later. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching.